Hello, hello, everyone. Welcome back. Happy New Year. Happy New Year's Day. I hope everyone is well. I hope everyone had a wonderful Christmas and New Year's Eve and all the good stuff. Speaking of New Year's Day, New Year's Eve, if it sounds like there's bombs going off, it's because the neighbors have decided that the fireworks are not done yet. So, there's that. There's that. Oh, there's that. Hello, hello, everyone. Good evening, Laura, Natalie, Lori, Aline, Rachel. Lisa's here. Beth is here. All of our friends are back. I hope everyone. There's Mari. Hello, hello. Hope everyone has had a wonderful time, whether you just stayed home, if you traveled, all the things. Welcome, welcome back, and welcome to everyone that will catch the replay later on. Tonight, we are starting our actual sneak peeks. I know before Christmas, you got a little sneak peek that I'm going to share with you here in just a second. But we are jumping into sneak peeks of our Vintage Love release, which will be available on January the 19th. So that is a Friday. We'll go here live with our release party, just like we always do. And we're going to have an amazing time. And leading up until then, you guys will get to see little sneak peeks. Yeah, I get you with the dogs. Let's just say that my dogs get a little calming treat on evenings like this, 4th of July and New Year's for sure. Okay, so hello everyone. Let's see here. Everyone is here. Yes, I hope everyone enjoyed that got to take part in Melissa's birthday sale. It's the biggest sale I think we've ever had. We have had, just to give you a little tidbit, our small little company, which I know you guys know, has had about 4,000 orders. So thank you so much. It's so exciting. I know you guys know that we're a small business, and so if you'll just give us grace as we get those orders packaged up for you like little treats and we get those sent out to your house, that would be ever so wonderful. Hello, hello, everyone. Okay. All right, so I'm going to go down to my desk. So I will quit talking your ear off. I feel like we've missed each other. And I have my little sticky mat out ready here. So you know we're going to play with some die cuts. Before we get into that, I'll give you the little sneak peek of what you guys have seen maybe so far if you caught the live stream. This is a new embossing folder with a coordinating die. So it's called the eyelet lace embossing folder. And so it gives you this kind of little spotted, little lacy design on the bottom. It has kind of this Swiss dot design at the top. What's so cool about this is you'll see that this is a 5x7 card. So our embossing folders for this release are larger size. So all of you A7 card makers are going to be so excited, so happy. But then also the A2 size card makers can use them as well because we can just trim down our cardstock and slip it in there and use it. So the embossing folder and the die will come as a little combo for you. And you could either, use the die on the bottom, not use it. It's up to you. And then we have some new sentiments on this card as well. You are just the friend that I needed. And this comes from a sentiment set that I'm going to be using again tonight, but I'll use a different sentiment. But it's called Lean on Each Other. So lots of great sentiments in that. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. I have a little tray of yummy goodness here. All of you that are fans of our lovely layers are going to be happy. All of you that are fans of cover plate dies are going to be happy with tonight's little sneak peek. And I'm going to leave you hanging for a little bit as I put together these vintage roses. And let me see here if I can get this little puppy all lined up. I'm going to kind of get the lay of the land here with my roses. I'm going to show you how these go together, but I'm going to be adding them to a card here in a minute. So there is a large rose And this is the finished large rose here. You can see all the layers put together. There's the little curls in the lips of the petals here that are so cool. And then let's see here. There is the medium size here. And then we've got the little buds as well. So you can see all the great embossing details like you guys are so used to with all of our lovely layers die sets. Lots of great details, lots of great yummy goodness layers here. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to lay out my little pieces here because I'm going to add just a little bit of ink blending here. You can see that I've cut all my layers out for the most part, except for the little lighter color lips that turn up, or the petals. I have cut them all out of the same color. So I want to give them just a little bit of variation. So this is my brush that goes with, oh my gosh, I'm out of practice here. Fired brick maybe, and I'm just deepening up this pink. And you'll notice that I'm adding that color to the two petals that have the embossing on it, because I know that those two petals are what is going to show when we get all of our layers laid down. Hello, Dawn. Lots of our friends are here in the comments. Okay, so I'm just going to darken up, and I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time. I just want to hit those two petals. I can lay that big guy aside. That's the base layer. And then I can lay down the middle. Now you'll notice we have embossing here. Let's go down here just a hair. I don't want to make you dizzy here, but we have embossing here. We have embossing here. So I know that that is what it's going to show. I'm going to take a lighter color. I believe this is Worn Lipstick. And I can kind of start in the center here and just add just a little bit in here that's kind of coming up and coming out from the center of the flower up those little petals. And again, I'm going to lay that little guy aside. Now this one, I'm going to leave just like that, just the pink paper that we started out with. That way we have kind of different color variations going on there, but it's nothing too cosmic, just a little bit of ink added on there. Okay, I'm going to line these up. And all you got to do, there's a layering guide, of course, with this set, but all you have to do is kind of puzzle piece your little petals together. And then when you kind of figure out which petals are going to show in the finished flower, it's kind of easier to get everything lined up. I like to add a little bit of adhesive to the middle, because if I want to go back and curl up some of these little petals to add even more dimension when it's all finished, I can always go back and kind of pick up the edges and do it that way. Okay, so we've got our little base going here. You can see they're really deep, and then we go to a little bit of a hotter pink here, and then our original paper color there. Now I can add the little curls to the petals. Now, if you wanted to not add the little pieces, you could do that, because it's just as cute and just as pretty if you don't add some. Now, this one right here, I would probably add, because it finishes off this top layer. All of the little pieces, you don't have to do that, but it does make your flowers, your finished flowers, look that much more finished and like they're super fancy without having to do, a whole lot of extra work. So I'm going to pick up my little pieces here and just barely dot some adhesive, and I'm going to get all these laid down. Now I am going to add a little bit of ink blending onto these light pink pieces. That way they're not just so light and there's such a difference. And I'll show you how we do that here in just a second, but I kind of like to do it like this because the pieces are small, and so sometimes when you get them glued down first, it kind of holds them all in place. It's easier to see where you can add your shading. And like that. So let me pick this little booger up here and kind of shimmy that little corner around just like that. And then we've got one more that goes right down in here. Almost looks like a little mustache before we get it added. And I love using my tweezers for handling these little pieces. It kind of acts like an extra hand. Okay, I've got that in there. Before I add the yellow center, I am going to do my little shading bit here. And I'm simply going to take that worn lipstick brush and I'm going to just kind of flick up here. Right on, and it's just going to add just a little something. And you'll notice I'm not dipping in to any of the ink. You'll notice it's starting to get darker right on that underside there, depending on how much you kind of press and flick. And you can see there we're getting, oh, look how pretty that shading is. I'm going to do the same thing right down in here. And you'll notice how that glue is just kind of helping me to hold those little die cuts in place. I'm just going to flick up the underside of that one. And down here, I'm going to flick up from here like it's kind of coming out of the center. Okay, now that we've got a little bit of shading there and it's not just so bright, that light pink, I'm going to add my center, and it puzzle pieces in there and fits down into the nooks and crannies. Let's see here. What kind of flower? This is a rose. So this comes from a new die set that is called Bold Backgrounds Vintage Rose. So that gives you a little, I haven't shown, I got to leave you guys hanging for just a minute. I haven't shown the whole die set yet, but it just gives you a little glimpse of what we're talking about. Okay, so there's one. I'm going to pop that in. Now let's put together the middle flower. Okay, so I've got my little center. I've got my base layer, middle layer, the top little petal, and then the center. So I'm going to do the same thing. So the only embossed area is this little petal that's right in the center. So I know I really don't have to spend a whole lot of time on the rest of it. I'm going to darken that up. These two little outside look like little wings on a bee or something like that. Those are embossed. So I can kind of, make it look like the other ones. I'm going to go up from here just to add just a little something. And then this one, I'm going to leave the original color of the paper just like we did on the big one. So now I can add little adhesive. And then we can add this one down. This one's super easy peasy to put together. Let's go ahead and pick that up so I can use my fingers to kind of zhuzh it all around and get it in the right spot. And then we'll take this one. Those look like little crab legs or something there. And those little petals. Let's see here. And then I'm going to add that down. And I'm going to let that glue, I'm going to hold that there and let that glue really do its thing on that piece. And then we'll add our little center. So a little dab will do you here. And then you'll be able to see right where that little guy just nestles right down into that little nook in the petals. Okay. And then now we've got this one all done. So I'm going to stack him up here. And then our bud is super easy. So I'm going to lay that one down and I'm going to make it darker, right? Not a whole lot, but right down in here. And then we'll add our little bud, little topper, the little leaves that kind of nestle all the little petals and things in there. use my little extra set of hands here to get everything kind of set down and nestled into place. Make sure everything is kind of nicely lined up. There we go. Now, these would be super easy if you wanted to go in and add like your colored pencil or your Copic markers to add, you know, little bits and bobs here in those little embossing lines. Totally do that. I'm going to leave it easy peasy tonight. Okay, so now I'm going to divide my little buds in one little bowl, my medium-sized flowers in another little bowl. You can get a little hint there of my sentiment. Okie dokie. So let's go back out a little bit here. Now let's see what kind of background we're going to put this on. All right, so here is our bold background. Okay, so the flowers, they're little vintage roses here in all three sizes, and our whole background kind of cover plate is all one die set. So if I hold it up and kind of tilt it in the light here, you're going to see all that amazing detail that are pressed into the leaves. You can see here that you're going to know exactly where all those vintage roses go on top of your background. And I love this design that the die provides for you. There's no cutting with your trimmer, anything like that. It's sized to fit an A2 size card. So all I have to do is add a little bit of adhesive to the back of my bold background here. And we're going to apply it to some cardstock. This cardstock matches the little curls to the petals. And so everything's going to kind of come together. Now I'm going to add adhesive on the back of my roses. Just a little dab here. And then maybe just hit, I don't need to hit like every leaf, but I'm going to hit a few. And this would be pretty too if you wanted to go back at the end and kind of curl some of the leaves up to give your card a little dimension. That would be beautiful as well. Let me make sure we're going the right direction here. And then I'm just going to give it a little plop. And I'm going to pick the whole thing up. Let's see here. Where did you find the divided dish? Okay, my divided dish. That is from a store called Daiso. And I don't have one here. I purchased this when I was visiting Lisa in Houston. But there are dishes, similar dishes to this on like Amazon and things like that. And it's like ceramic. I think it is made for like almost like a sushi dish, like for your little dipping sauces and things. I think that's what it is. Lisa and I saw these and thought, oh my gosh, those would be the perfect little die cut dishes. Okay, so now we've got our leafy climbing rose background here. So let's go ahead and start adding our roses. Now you'll notice that when I start laying these down, on the background, there's only 2 of the large roses, but I cut 3 because some of our dies, and I can't show you or Kelly will be in big trouble. Some of the dies are made to cut 3 flowers. So like we've got 1, 2, 3 buds. We've got 1, 2, 3 the medium flowers. So I always cut a 3rd large one because then I can add it to another card. I can add it, and I don't have anything to show you. Hold on. Like let's say that this is a card base. You can always add these little roses just like you would all your other lovely layers flowers. So you get like 2 different looks. You can use like our cover plate background here, or you don't have to. You can, do a beautiful card set that's, 1 or 2 of them have the leafy background. Some you just use the little layering roses. I mean, the options are endless here. So I always create an extra big rose because then I'm going to use it on something else. So, all right. So I'm going to do a little dab here. And then these, of course, easy peasy, just puzzle piece it in. We're going to cover up his little background. Let's see here. This would be cute. Cute on the inside, Jen said. Exactly. Yeah, yes. Okay, Debbie O said, it's a very typical Asian dish. If you have an Asian grocery store, you might find one there. See, there we go. Perfect. All right, so we've got that one down. Let's add this large rose. And I'm just going to shimmy that around there. And sorry if my big head gets in the way. I want to make sure that we're all covered up there. Look how beautiful that is. These springy colors and things are, oh, they make me so excited. Okay, let's do our medium. I'm so excited to use flowers and springy colors and all that fun stuff. Okay, so we've got that little guy into place. We've got one here. So I want to make sure, I think he goes this. Does he go this way? Or does he go this way? I think he goes, nope. I was right the first time. He goes right there. There we go. Boop, boop. And then we've got one more little guy over here. I also think that these roses, or the whole background and everything, like if you wanted yours to go this way, I think you could do it either way. I think it would be pretty on a horizontal card too, if you're a horizontal card maker. Anyway, just chatting away here. All right, now let's add our little buds. So we can go like this. And we'll add that down. And add that onto our little background. Just like that. They almost look like cute little strawberries. And then we've got that one. Look how adorable that is. And then we've got this little guy. And then we'll have all of our roses down. That. And then I think I'm going to add a little bit of glue. I noticed that I was catching those little leaves right there. So I'm going to add a little adhesive and hold those down just for a second. Okay, now that we've got this, now all it really needs is a pretty sentiment, right? So if you've got some of our bitty buzzwords, if you've got some pretty die cut sentiments, if you just want to stamp a simple sentiment, I mean, really, that's all it needs is just a little something like that. We could put up here so we don't cover up any of our pretty flowers. And oops, and I stamped this on the same pink paper as our card base and then stamped it in green. And I don't know, what do you guys think? Should I add it like down in here or even up in here would be, ooh, that's kind of pretty right there. So it overlaps a little bit, but it's not as busy as right there. I kind of like it right there. Okay, so I'm going to grab, let me see, what did I do? I've got some of my narrow foam strips here. Let's see, I like it up toward me too. I like it in the middle. Yeah, we can look at that too. So goes, all right, there we go. All right, now I think I want to add, let's see, here's what it would look like in, somebody mentioned the center. Here's the center-ish, kind of right in there. And then that's up towards the top. I think I'm going to add it. I think I kind of like it right in there. So I'm going to do that. You could always just leave your front of your card, all your beautiful flowers. You could put your sentiment on the inside, you know, if you didn't want to cover up any of your pretty flowers. Okay, so I know that the left side of my sentiment here is going to kind of stick over this rose right here. So I'm only going to add my foam kind of out in here. So I'm just going to add a little bit right here. And I'm just going to give this a little tear. And then right there. And a little tear. And then I really don't even need any liquid adhesive or anything over here because that foam adhesive is going to catch the edge. I'm going to kind of butt it up where that, you can kind of tell where that foam hits and kind of bounces off there. So I'm going to kind of butt it up right there and then kind of barely, not press it down real hard, but I'm going to pick it up in front of my face. And I like how that's looking right there. Okay, now I think we need just a tiny bit of bling zhuzh pretty stuff. Let's see here. Okay, so this one, you can already tell by looking at my package. I'm going to give you the whole, I'm probably going to get fired, but it's okay. All right, so this is our new vintage pearl stickers. That's, you know, how they go with the paper pads, and you guys will start seeing sneak peeks of pattern paper and stuff like that. But I'm going to pull out some of our vintage pearls, and I'm going to use on here. And I don't know, like, I think that green would be really pretty for a little pop, and it kind of goes, it would blend in with like the little bud leaves. I think that matte gold would also be really pretty. And there's like a champagne color. See, this is a hard choice here. Let's see here. Oh boy. Oh boy. Let me think here for a second. Let me see what you guys are saying. Okay, so here's our choices. I'm thinking green or gold. So you guys tell me in the comments, do I do a little pop of green to blend in with the little leaves, or do I do gold, that matte gold, and have it just a little bit shiny or a little bit different there? Green. Everybody's saying the pop of green. Erica is saying, Erica, you're going to make me rethink. Oh, there's Ricky. Hello, Ricky. Okay, just like that. Okay. All right, so let's do green. Everybody's saying green. And I'm going to kind of do, let's do one big one. And I don't want this to be like too like overboard, right? Because we already have so much pretty things going on here that I'm just going to do just a little nestle like right in there. That's so cute. Okay, and then maybe one of the medium ones, and we can kind of nestle it. Let's nestle it right down here, maybe. I don't like that one. So I'm gonna do surgery here, and I'm gonna pick this one up. I'm gonna put it right there. Just want just a little something sprinkled. Now, if you wanted to sprinkle, you know, all around, you could totally do that. I'm gonna kind of leave it just right around the pretty little sentiment there, which says, I should have told you that, you make such a difference in this world. I think that's really pretty. Okay, so let me hold it up. You see all that beautiful font, just like the font here. It's from the same sentiment set. I like how, I'm happy that I stamped this in green and it all just kind of blends in, and the whole color scheme and everything kind of goes together. I like that. Okay, so let's go over here. Now, what do you guys think about our bold backgrounds vintage roses? Okay, so this is like a totally new thing for us, and it marries together our lovely layers, which have been so popular, and a really great cover plate die. Okay, Love the sneak peeks. Okay. So cool. And I love, 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 as I mentioned, that you can use our little layering roses on the background, or you can use it on a totally different card. You know, have a beautiful sentiment, you know, and a stenciled background or something like that, and use it like that. So love all the options with this. Kind of gives you the best of both. Here is another background that I did a little bit different colors. You can see that I just did it on white paper, a really, really bright citron green. And you'll notice here on these big flowers that I didn't put the little lip curlies. So the lighter curls in the lips. Do you see how pretty that is? So you could kind of do it either way. I did put this little petal, but I didn't do any of the other little ones, the little ones. So you could do it either way. Make it easy peasy. Lots of options. Love how you combine new with the past products. Yes, for sure. Yeah, the new here, the embossing folder, and a new sentiment with our older die cuts and older pattern paper too. Yep. Okay. Can't wait for this release. Okay, so speaking of release, it is January the 19th. That's a Friday. We're going to have Friday night party night. Bo just said January the 19th. We're going to have our release party that night. And then all of our friends know that after the release party is when the release will be available on the website. Let's see here. Are those new sentiments? Yes, this is from a new sentiment set that is called Lean on Each Other. So it has a little bit of friendship sentiments. It has a little bit of love sentiments. It doesn't just scream. Let me see here. It doesn't just scream Valentine's Day, if that makes sense. It's more of I can use this all year long. Sentiment set. Yes, I'm looking at it now, but I can't show you or I'll be in big trouble. I'm going to be on vacation during the release party. Gretchen, you can just tune in and not tell anybody. We won't tell on you. Okay. All right. Woo. Friday night is party night. Okay. All right. So, first sneak peek, kind of first and a half sneak peek. You got a little bit last time. And then I will be back here on Wednesday night with another sneak peek. You never know what Kelley might come up with. We have some amazing new die sets. We have some amazing new coloring stamp sets. We have some beautiful things from both Dawn Holzlegel and Kelley Taylor coming out. So you guys will be getting sneak peeks into that. And so we're really excited about that. Okay. Now, I think, Lisa, it is time for our giveaway tonight. I think it's time for our giveaway. So I'm going to be watching here. Can't wait for more sneak peeks. I know I always get excited when it's sneak peek time. Yes, Beth said, oh, Dawn and Kelley. I know we're in double trouble with Dawn and Kelley. All right. Our winner tonight is Rochelle Richards. You are the winner. Congratulations, Rochelle. So Rochelle, if you will email me at Kelley, Kelley at honeybeestamps.com, I am going to send you a prize. So congratulations to Rochelle. Let's see here. All right. I don't want to miss anything. Thank you so much for coming back and joining us tonight. I hope you will join me on Wednesday night for another sneak peek. And I don't think I did too bad tonight, jumping back into the swing of things after us having a little holiday break. And I appreciate you guys joining us. Thank you so much. And I will see you on Wednesday. Goodbye, friends.